dungeon.
Tulip says flowers are on display in every building in this area. The poisonous stink of all these fetid blooms will stick in the throats and noses of all the right-thinking villains who come within 4 leagues of the place.
Must do something regarding the stench. Previously, made my way to the stage, which posed a bit of a stone wall.
Some of your minions are unable to reach their lairs. An entrance has been claimed.
The pretty roughly calibrated stage.
Unable to reach the treasure room.
Gonna take some approach to deal with. So in particular, off camera, I went and looked up some information regarding the stage, since I'd rather not be deadlocked here forever. And I was able to learn
Beep.
a couple of things about it. Welcome, Beep. Bringing us just shy of a powerful number. So anyway, in particular, the core rude things about the stage. Well, like the primary challenge that probably works out to being fair is there's an AI dungeon over there with some powerful creatures at the start of the game, and the idea is we need to like buy time and eventually be able to overcome them with large enough numbers, but mostly delay them as we have a lot of traps set up for us for free.
Minions are unable to reach the treasure room.
But then the secondary rudeness that exists is pretty potent, is that there is a team of heroes that will spawn the moment you research invisibility or hit a population of 17 regular creatures overall. Seems quite big and quite dangerous and will ruin you. Further caveat, if your opponent hits those thresholds first, the heroes will spawn and instead attack them. Which, if that were something like spoken of openly in advance, that could be an interesting gimmick of trying to like carefully manage aggression and trick adversaries into fighting each other for your convenience and so forth. But as it stands, that's not going to be too feasible. So what instead I'm going to attempt, since we have Sight of Evil right away,
Tunneled into a new area.
that with a careful bit of scouting, should be able to find where those heroes spawn and just burrow into it and wall it off wherever they are. Well, you know what, actually I could just because I'm a little past the point of worrying too much about doing this cleanly, conventionally. Could just go ahead and make this a sacrificial file and stumble into them. Because then I'd know for sure.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Oh, and because I've loaded from old save,
Falling in battle. Your dungeon heart is being attacked.
I've actually missed out on having access to the creature that I'd transferred in the other run of this file.
Attack. Your creatures are falling in battle.
That requires an entirely different approach. Let's dive back in there. Also, that number Did my number vanish briefly while it was in full mode? Did that? Wouldn't helpful number.
Some of your minions are unable to reach their lairs. An entrance has been claimed.
Now, these things happen. So, plan... Do not breach the river, but instead make my way over here. I think this is the direction the big hero squad emerged from, the kill team. So if I just probe around this vicinity, I should find what I'm looking for. Maybe? We'll see. Yeah, that's the stuff. Suspicious gap in the dirt. That's totally a spawn location. Have the imps be a line out there and fortify it. Imps, please, forward. Or remove one of the dangers on the field. Also mean I'll be free to start researching and hopefully industrializing as well.
Some of your minions are unable to reach the treasure room.
Probably micromanage this to be sure it gets done, since this is life or death. The rest of the hero presence that exists on the map is entirely reactive by conventional means. I burrow in, or break down a door, or otherwise provoke them. That will all be relatively manageable. This is the main rude deployment. Under control right about now. There. So long as I've properly intuited that that's the spawn point, that's a situation resolved. Alright, I've also not created a bird chamber.
Minions are unable to reach the treasure room. A new spell has been researched.
The layer sprawl out across the front of the portal, and then food will occur here. Also among that source, apparently part of how the game works is that each map has just a quiet, unspoken list of things you're able to draft and how many of them will show up and so forth. Which will then serve to help facilitate the gimmicks of various stages without being upfront to the player about what's going on. A little unpleasant, but now that I know that it's the case, the whole process is less mysterious. So Imp's hard at work burrowing. And any, like, exploratory efforts I want to put in could probably involve leaving this whole forward fortification thing alone. This bit that is the gateway to the other dungeon. Works that way because it was the 90s and PC games were kind of rude and opaque. Such were the times.
A new spell has been researched.
Per prior experience, I might be willing to just barge through, or I'll cut a path here. Knowing not to kick down any doors until such time as I have a fighting force assembled properly. Regular training room can go here. From my readings on this map, orcs are also available in some abundance. And those are okay, well, yeah, probably actually pretty good fighters, I just rarely pay attention to them, because they're attached to a room that I think of as useless. Could install a barracks here, and that would attract some orc. Or perhaps some bits. Good, so the Reapers have already hit level 3. As long as I keep them paid for and happy, could settle a lot of my defense plans. They will quickly become quite large.
A new room has been researched.
We create a forward treasury to expedite harvest there. Portal exists out there, but taking it isn't too big a priority. Making sure I deny the other keeper the use of this gold, though, that would be a pretty big deal. But perhaps also set up a little field treasury out here. Don't breach that stream.
You have tunneled into a new area.
That I should have discovered. Yep, the corridors over here that are part of the complex that lead over to the portal. There's doors here that prevent me from blundering through that too soon. Then should leave this whole direction free to harvest. Well, let me take my wizard eye here and probe the far side of this wall.
You have tunneled into a new area.
There is dirt. Good. Dig this out to get cash. Also, secure a bunch of ground. And there's some cavern here.
A new spell has been researched.
Sizable wizard. This bit is a trap.
A trap has been manufactured.
It isn't, though. Right, alarms. The worst trap. Don't punch down either of those doors. Be content to harvest treasure. Wait for the proper moment to pick the fight. There's invisibility, so... Yep, we have various dots. I've successfully trapped. All of these would have been slamming themselves directly into my everything. Taking out the heart. Now they're harmless. And for, like, gathering information, a quick round of basic castings is more useful. The charge makes it persist longer, but doesn't expand how much sight it gives. Not appreciably. Like with the basic casting... Okay, so they've broken the outermost wall and are starting to probe around there. Basic casting gives it like just long enough to reach its full size before collapsing. And yeah, come on down. Also, 17 creatures is the population limit overall for this map. It's how big you can get, and they are going to suffer dearly for their hubris.
A trap has been manufactured.
Should be... Good. Armor Reapers now 4s.
The enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. A new room has been researched. Your creatures are under attack.
Have at 'em, lads. Although they have the level 10 there. So actually I'm going to let them bludgeon their way through this and contend with this pile of traps. Those look reasonably powerful. See here, yeah, a bunch of lightning, a bunch of poison, a bunch of word of powers right behind the door. And let's see, eyeballing it here. Out of the 8 normal creatures they possess, 4 of them are in this pile, at least. And definitely they're ones with largest number. Oh, here they are. Getting a taste of the power. And evacuating as a result.
Has been manufactured.
Experimentally block the way back to the rest of the dungeon and release my Reapers of... Come on, what is this?
Creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
Every time I try to make my imps rush a trap, I have to send 10,000 waves of them. There's just get to sleepwalk
Minions are winning a battle.
past all these words of power. Still the case that I don't have any support spells.
Your creatures are attacking the
Try to
enemy.
put you on guard, I guess.
Has been manufactured. Your creatures
Now, the battle is joined.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. A trap has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough.
Well, at least it seems vaguely like I have a battle line now. Perhaps we can begin to trade.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. A new spell has been researched.
The Reaper's growing.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. A trap has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough.
2 bile demons who've learned their projectile move will be good enough to keep the imps out of my hair. With a healthy layer of traps in front of them.
My dungeon is the finest you shall ever see.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack.
Until, you know, the enemy commits their full force. While I still don't have spells.
Your creatures are falling in battle. It is paid.
The main tool I would use to try and flip the tide of battle, micromanagement-wise, is just not present today.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Alright, so let's put that run aside. Suppose we learned something from doing it. And try again, this time accompanied by light fan noise.
Some of your minions are unable to reach their lairs. An entrance has been claimed.
Let me see here, where exactly was the room again?
Octus Diabolus. Some of your minions are unable to reach the treasure room.
Imps, priorities. You don't mind. Part of the goal will be to be more on the ball with the response. They break through. And it was what, around... We'll spend... Where the contact was? Yes.
A new
Avoid this bit. That opens directly into Hero Zone. No touching. Go wild on the rest of it. If I do more to dissuade their opening raids. Although, with what? Even when my one nerd does manage to have a single revelation, get my workshop online, I'm gonna have an alarm first?
new spell has been researched.
Be sure my VIPs stay well paid. I've attracted only one additional creature. Having read some additional things about how the portals work in this one has not made them any less mysterious. Creature recruitment makes much more sense in the second game, which I played more of in the past when I purchased these on physical discs. For good reason. Where in that, for each portal, for each portal you claim, you add some to your population cap, with the largest incremental gain from the first portal, and then smaller but appreciable gains from each additional portal, and then, at a pretty straightforward ratio, your rooms that you build translate into things that can appear from the portal. And anything that shows up that you don't like, you just throw it back in the portal, until the thing you did want shows up on the next pass at the draft. Sure have gold and facilities and nothing to work in them. Only I could use my chickens for war.
new spell has been researched.
Just realized I left my mic muted for a bit.
My domain.
It seems like, given how there's no control over what the workshop will give me, even if they'd be able to manufacture words of power eventually off this list, I think spending that time training them into less garbage fighters will pay off better for the showdown.
You have tunneled into a new area.
It might even be the case that this wizard, in the time we have available, isn't going to figure out much from his tomes. Alright, so my opponent hit 17 creatures and the hit squad spawned. Also, we have invisibility. But when will you attempt your move, neighbor? Or are you now attempting a different move entirely?
Beep.
What's up, neighbor? What's up, new follower? Hey. I have not prepared any fanfare for striking that target number. Let it stand on its own merits. Might be worth it to punch this hole and let those heroes slam into my opponent. I'm gonna try it. It also means maybe stealing a couple of rooms before they react to my presence.
A new room has been researched. You have claimed an enemy room. Your creatures are under attack.
Alright, so that doesn't actually connect them to this zone. Weird. Two off then.
The enemy has destroyed your rooms.
Still though, this gives me a line of attack that is not...
You have tunneled into a new area.
It doesn't, like, involve boring directly into their stuff. That doesn't involve letting these doors fall. No workshops, only workouts.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Some of your minions are unable to reach their lairs.
Okay, now my doors have angered them. And now the game's afoot.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack.
For that, I spent an imp, and have now drawn out the enemy army. Draw from the corridor and lure them into the boulder. Because then, after they challenge the boulder, will be the time to strike. Be the only real opportunity I have to try and take down their biggest assets. It'd be much easier if you would just rediscover lightning. Fuck off. Wasting my boulder, one imp. Fight me, you nerds. Learn better.
A new spell has been researched. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Some of your minions are unable to reach their lairs. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. It is payday.
Too soon, guys. Too soon. There's our creature of interest. If I just had any attack option among my wizardry. Wondering all the way if you're gonna capture here. If you weren't what else would you be doing if not capturing? Oh, barracks was discovered at some point, okay. Portal, please distribute orcs. Let me see here. All three you guys still just no stab. Here's an orc. Get in there. Look more good.
Your creatures are under attack.
Getting ready for a fight. Yes. Damn shame that my boulder trap was removed. Also, yeah, my opponent has their attack spell.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Yep, here we go, decisive battle. If we kill the orc, which I think we just did, that's the big thing.
Creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
If we also get torn apart by friendly fire from my own traps, that will be less great.
Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Since it would appear that all of my trolls are dead.
Your minions are winning a battle.
This is a fresh orc rather than the one I threw into that fight.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Never mind, the orc was just successfully withdrawn by perfect AI micromanagement. Is that still a thing that exists? That is a part of how this game works.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Most of my imps are dead as well. Nice.
Your creatures are falling in battle. Your dungeon heart is being attacked. Your creatures are becoming angry. Your creatures are falling in battle.
And they snuck a Dracula down the hall.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack.
Once more.
Some of your minions are unable to reach their lairs. An entrance has been claimed.
You, first nerd. Book. A new spell has been researched.
Beep.
Welcome. Deep. No, who said you could eat? Read.
Some of your minions are unable to reach the treasure room. A new spell has been researched.
Celebration is not reading. Only acceptable expression of joy is delivering new spells.
You cannot afford to train creatures. Your creatures are becoming angry.
Good.
Your gold reserves are running low.
Stay angry.
Your creatures are becoming angry.
So which creature is upset? Who's fussy? Is it you, nerd? Book slave? Too bad. Shove this chicken down your throat. Get back to study.
Your creatures are becoming angry. A new room has been researched. You have tunneled into a new area.
If we're on schedule, that should be
Creatures are becoming angry.
the antechamber to the hero room. This way, yep, that stuff.
Creatures are becoming angry.
You're just gonna keep saying that every minute that this nerd is upset? Just in his continuous state of being fuzzy? But you... Oh. Well, I suppose if those are upset, that's more of a concern. You merit a bribe.
Angry.
You are an earner.
Accelerate. Accelerate. A new spell has been researched. Slavi. Slavi. You have tunneled into a new area. Accelerate. Impus nitum.
Yeah, if haste helps with general productivity in other rooms, that could give an edge.
Accelerate. Your creatures are becoming angry.
Now get back to training. Turn your frustrations into gains.
It is payday.
This time just from the sheer presence of having this large boy. Willing to try to manufacture more trap. Take a chance on productivity.
A new room has been researched. A trap has been manufactured.
Gonna get that alarm at first. Pawn shop, counting on you to make something of yourself. You still sulking? Madonna Demon Warriors. Hey, look, see, there you are, showered in treasure. Yep, look at you, aren't you special?
A trap has been manufactured.
minions will leave your dungeon a crumbling ruin.
Nicely regulate out the bribe. They deserve the disciplinary slap for being so fussy.
A new spell has been researched.
But if this is necessary to keep them on task, then whatever. Hey, come on in, fellas. Much better.
Creatures are fighting amongst themselves.
Guys,
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
perfectly good slaughter. Right here.
Your creatures are under attack.
Where do you think you're going, asshole?
A door has been manufactured. Your creatures are fighting amongst themselves. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
You're gonna insist on throwing a tantrum, do it over here against the Draculas.
Your creatures are fighting amongst themselves. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle.
This might be the run, if only because the boulder managed to look into crushing their big orc.
Your minions are winning a battle.
I think without that on the field, I'll be able to bludgeon my way through.
Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are fighting amongst themselves. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Alright, go have a sulk.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are fighting amongst themselves. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Where... Which of these are not mine? Well, the dragon, obviously.
Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle.
There. Heavy lifting's already done. They'd become more of a liability than an asset.
A trap has been manufactured.
Yeah, I've wound up ahead on overall creatures, and I think most of my surviving assets are better stuff than theirs. Their biggest thing is now, yeah, that vampire and the dragon. And the fact that I still don't have any combat spells. Go flog the nerd.
Your minions are winning a battle. Creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. 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 Your minions are winning a battle.
We may be in the process of having this.
Creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. It is payday. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your
We
creatures are,
kindly surround and destroy that Dracula.
your creatures are falling in battle.
A hunch that I can create a bit of a forward base here. Then allow me to much more effectively kind of camp out. I'm coasting on a lot of cash.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures creatures are falling in battle. A door to be manufactured. Your minions are winning the battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Now figured out prisons.
Your creatures are under attack.
Could start trying to capture.
Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Or just still die horribly anyway.
Battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. You have tunneled into a new area. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. A trap has been manufactured. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
As long as Large Demon lives near the front, get the fuck back here. You live here. This is your house. This is your thing you do.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
I have attained a skeleton. Oh, wait. I haven't imprisoned it. Did I just attract a skeleton through the portal? Is that a thing that happens?
Your creatures are under attack.
nerd invent a weapon?
Accelerate. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle.
They managed to install one gas trap.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Vile Demon is doing a fine job of deterring action.
A new spell has been researched. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack.
That is not your purpose, Imp.
Your creatures are falling in battle. A door has been manufactured. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your gold reserves are running low.
It's not the first attack spell I would have gone to, but it's capable. Can work with this.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. A trap has been manufactured. Your creatures are under attack. Your gold reserves are running low. You do not have enough gold. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. You do not have enough gold. Your gold reserves are running low. You do not have enough gold. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Come on, prisoners. Or also, hello.
Trap has been manufactured. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Why did this happen? I did not tell anyone to break down that door.
Your creatures are falling in battle.
Great.
Your gold reserves are running low. creatures are under attack.
Well, if the heroes proceed to not, immediately charge at me, if they instead attack the other monsters instead of feeling like it's, regardless of any thematics, in fact, just me versus the universe.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Yeah, want to go attack the other mod? No. No, it's just AI versus player, all collaboration, no.
Your creatures are falling.
No more interesting dividing lines? Good. Good, nice.
Creatures are falling in battle. A door has been manufactured. Your dungeon heart is being attacked. The enemy is destroying your rooms. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. It is paid. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your dungeon heart is being attacked. Some of your minions are unable to reach their lairs.
Once more.
An entrance has been claimed.
The top. Some of your minions are unable to reach the treasure room. Impossible.
A new spell has been researched.
At least now I know that a goodly ways down the research queue for this map, eventually I will have Cave-In. Existence of any combat spell confirmed.
You cannot afford to train creatures. You do not have enough gold.
No heal, no armor, no lightning. Eventual Cave-In.
A new spell has been researched.
Other important thing the sequel did to improve all aspects of existence, now and forever. Spells not powered by gold. There's mana, it's generated separately. Does so much to improve balance.
A
Circled back around to not trusting the workshop to do anything of value for me.
Accelerati. A new spell has been researched. It is payday.
My minions will leave your dungeon a crumbling ruin.
A new room has been researched.
Further consideration. Maybe these heroes are worth raiding? They seem to be mostly level 4s. Which, okay, so their raiding has begun. I will let that move at their pace because The most important thing to pull off is to hopefully crush that with the free boulder. If I could count on my workshop to build new boulders, I could create a fine killing floor. You know, concoct some sort of strategy by which to address the asymmetry in the scenario.
Your entrails will decorate the
Further improvements in the sequel. You just buy your traps and doors. Just spend money and give orders, and there they go. I had to do it. Now no one gets any shop time. Hope you're happy.
Creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Impossible. A new spell has been researched.
Okay, the boulder has done work. The still left standing are the vampire. And an unknown number of other adversaries. Just imagine that some manner of punctuation mark is there to indicate further.
Game saved.
Alright.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Letting him out.
Your creatures are under attack.
The level 10 orc still exists.
are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Let Boulder ever rearm?
Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle.
That'd be a hell of a thing if I could just get a second Boulder.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Some of your minions are unable to reach their lairs. Your creatures are becoming angry. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack.
Don't think I can actually throw birds down on hostile territory. No, seems not.
A trap has been manufactured. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
Guy in battle. Fight is right over there.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Everyone into the pool.
Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. It is payday. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack.
Looking like their ridiculous super creatures are all they have left.
Creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling.
Said super monsters are quite capable of soloing
Are falling in
the
battle.
rest of an army.
Researched. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle.
They're probably... Yeah, they're not going to resist the temptation to respond to the alarm.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle.
And then they'll die because I cannot force feed them enough birds.
Game loaded.
What third flavor of trap do I even hypothetically have in the pool here? What space is that? Because the first one there is gas, then lightning. Then what goes here? Out of the remaining of boulder, magma, power. But also, it kind of seems like this stack of words of power is not as impressive as I'd hoped they'd be. I think my greatest hope here is the orcs. If I can get more and stronger orcs.
Your creatures are becoming angry.
Okay, so it looks like the idea with this is it's a toggle. It says must obey. Spend cash per time, perhaps, to just end a fuss.
Your creatures are under attack.
Alright, at least those worked. At removing even a single imp.
My minions will leave your dungeon
After approaching that close, they got bored and went home.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures
So my vast number of idle imps will rush out to where there's available work here and be annihilated. That too almost worked.
A new room has been researched. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
That may be my singular chance to conventionally defeat one of these level 10.
Are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
Okay, one of them died.
Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
Get me more chickens.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack.
Hold audience is a panic button that brings friendly creatures back to the dungeon heart. It's a town portal.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. creatures are under attack.
Brilliant plan. Running out of chicken range to where you will surely die.
Your creatures are becoming angry. Your creatures are becoming angry.
Well, too bad.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack.
Can manage to generate any level 10s of my own. Could tip this game. You know, let's try to generate even more chicken. That's the closest thing I have to a heal spell. I may as well maintain a bird reserve.
A new spell has been researched.
What, are you just failing to recover? What is your deal? You're sleeping. You should be healing. And if you're not sleeping, then you should be working out. Maybe it was just an attitude problem. So annoyed it couldn't even sleep.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
Wait, where'd this boulder come from? Okay, so what happened? The AI went the long way around and breached the hero zone here. The former hero zone, now a mere regular zone.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle.
My dungeon is the finest you should ever see.
A trap has been manufactured. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle.
Right.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
Let's see how that formation goes. Formation. Rather meaty quote marks. That glob. That mass.
The enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
This might be the move.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. You have defeated an enemy keeper. You have conquered this realm. Aggressum attractus. It is payday. Game saved.
That is the level now nominally complete, unless I want to go hunting for treasure. Which, yes. Yes, I do.
Impus natum.
Take all of your bonus items.
A new room has been researched. You have claimed an enemy room. You have claimed an enemy room. You have claimed an enemy room. An entrance has been claimed. You have claimed an enemy room.
A moment's rest.
Your creatures are under attack. You have claimed an enemy room.
Not yet. Patience is.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are under attack. You have claimed an enemy room. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
Oh hey, I finally know heal. Heal and lightning.
Your minions are winning a battle. You have claimed an enemy room. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack.
What helpful moves.
You have claimed an enemy room. Your creatures are under attack. You have claimed an enemy room. A trap has been manufactured. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. opponents are winning a battle.
Imps. Why are you being so mad about doors? Tentacle. Tentacle. That is a type of creature in this game. Just tentacle.
A trap has been manufactured. A new room has been researched.
We've released boulders.
A trap has been manufactured.
They lived in here.
A trap has been manufactured. Your gold reserves are running low. You do not have enough gold. A trap has been manufactured.
That's probably enough. Now probe other bits of the map.
Your gold reserves are running low. You cannot afford to train creatures. A trap has been manufactured. You have claimed an enemy room. It is payday.
Alright, there's the transfer creature. Where else would prizes be lurking?
You have claimed an enemy room. Your creatures are becoming angry. Slowly.
Right, that was worth leaving on, for that very important reason.
A trap has been manufactured. A door has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough.
May as well try to saturate this thing. A door has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough. A new room has been researched. What a terrible stage.
Has been manufactured. You have tunneled into a new area. A door has been manufactured.
No, you're bored? Not interested? Free door, right there.
A trap has been manufactured. You have tunneled into a new area. You have tunneled into a new area. You have tunneled into a new area.
Map hasn't dealt me any creatures that have, like, exploratory behaviors. No flies, no dogs.
door has been manufactured. You have tunneled into a new area. A trap has been manufactured. A trap has been manufactured.
Gotta be something in this corner here.
A new spell has been researched. A trap has been manufactured. A door has been manufactured. A trap
Chicken
has been
toe.
manufactured.
That also would have been terribly useful. Oh,
A door has been manufactured.
so that was the idea. This place beyond the river was in fact not a stove. I was meant to realize that despite all the other things that punish me for aggression and exploration in this map,
A trap
this one over here, no, this was the actual reward. Classic dungeon.
A door has been manufactured. Your creatures have been doubled in number. A trap has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough.
Double your everything. Right away. Toss, no question.
trap has been manufactured. An entrance has been claimed. It is payday. A trap has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough. So be it.
I think that'll do. The ways a doubler could betray me are mitigated by the whip.
You have tunneled into a new
And the fact that if I had 4 Reapers instead of 2 Reapers, it would have been much more equipped to just steamroll through them.
A door has been manufactured. A new room has been researched. You have tunneled into a new area.
Also, yes, I'd have a second wizard.
You have tunneled into a new
2 nerds. Twice the reading.
Your creatures are falling in battle. A door has been manufactured. A trap has been manufactured. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. A door has been manufactured. Your minions are winning a battle.
Team, get back over here. Inflict the violence.
Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle.
I want to see what nonsense was in these other corners. Also good.
A door has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough. A new spell has been researched.
Hassenlock. Vampires have sucked the life out of everyone here. They've poisoned the well and smeared dung on all the door handles as a joke. No sophisticated sense of humor, these undead bloodsuckers. Mirthshire. Industrious citizens go about their daily business with care, enthusiasm, and diligence. There is no crime, and everybody is working for the common good. It is a disaster of a place, and deserves razing.
Leave with that 4 stages that remain in the campaign. How far we've come. Yeah, I'm not through with it yet. Though that's enough for this time.